Well, wait. Hang on.
It's been a while, I feel like, since you started the podcast intro with a stretch.
I've been starting it with a cough normally. And I feel like
vary it up?
Just for the sake of variety, and I want to keep you guys guessing, it's like if I coughed every time, you'd expect it. Now we throw in a stretch.
Oh, you're back to the normal you.
Oh, don't worry. There's coughing in this podcast.
Not as much, though. I feel like it's been about the normal amount.
It's intermittent.
It
comes at the weirdest time. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday, and all of a sudden, I had to turn my head to cough. But like you don't understand, it wasn't like a. It was like a.
Like you're choking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just do that from time to time.
I felt like you've been saying you cough more when we say it's the riot or you're introducing, but I feel like now it's just been...
It could be any time.
It's like a mystery. It's like a spinning of the wheel.
Stealth cough.
Yeah. So
it's hiding behind different words. You never know when you're going to find it.
Is why our show has been around for so long. The quality of the product that we do is... you can't match it for any other morning show.
This is the one.
So it's why we're still here with such great ratings.
That's how it all came. Yeah. You know, Nikki, with your nose growing like that, it's going to get a lot easier to...
We talk about a new way to help ease...
Skip 10 seconds ahead in YouTube videos.
So if you watch a lot of YouTube like me, we'll cover a trick. That's right. And I hate that I've told you.
No,
I can't share anything nice with you.
No, listen. That
Don't
you
point
shared,
your finger at me.
I'm pointing at the ceiling. I'm not pointing at you. I'm pointing up. That you share in this podcast is gold. Because it's the kind of stuff that people always do and never talk about that is the most interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah.
And Nikki shares with you, I'm going to call it a hot tip. It's a life hack, is what it is.
Life hack is
it's
the word.
Nikki's life hack of today.
It's a life hack, and I hope someone gets something from it.
I'll tell you right now, I talked for like 2 hours and 50 minutes. In 30 seconds, you did more to advance the cause of mankind than I did in all the other talking I did.
Your other talking
That's right, because you gave people something practical that they can apply to their everyday life.
Well, find out. It's covered in this podcast.
Mm-hmm. So that's there. We talk about cookies. We talk about Nikki. Half of Nikki's gift is going to be late this year.
There it is. No one expected it to come there, did you?
Ketchup holders and adult Happy Meals and giving a book for Christmas. You should sound off on that on Facebook.
What about for the Happy Meal or for the dipping tray that we talk about? What about a dip trip?
A dip trip?
Like if you're in your car taking a trip, we cover a possible item you might want to purchase.
Yeah, and I mean they've way since overshot their Kickstarter, so there's some demand out there.
Well, please join us at Radio U and Radio U Riot on Facebook. Get ready for Wednesday. We'll be hosting a special evening show at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on our Facebook pages. It's an ugly sweater Christmas party. We'll open up some of our Christmas presents, and we'll have a chance to hang out with you and have a good time.
I'm going to be like that person on the commercial that has the printed out.
Yeah, and you're like, you're just like, I just ordered it too late. But
I guess I should have ordered it on October. Because, sometimes it takes a while, I guess.
Well, enjoy the podcast, and hopefully, please make sure to join us on Wednesday.
It is the riot.
The worst of the riot. Proof that you're already living in that dark future dystopia. Radio U.
Boy, something really great happened yesterday. Something really great.
I can't tell yet if you're like being honest or
no. This is real.
If it's not really great.
No, yesterday there was a knock at my door, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Who knocks? Who comes to the door?
Why are people at my door? People shouldn't be coming to my door. Never come to the door. And so I get to the door, and there's my neighbor.
Yeah.
And you're just like, uh-oh. Like, what have I done? What's going on? There's a mass murderer that's been spotted in the neighborhood. I don't know. And you know what? It was none of those things. You know what he had? He had a plate of cookies.
Christmas time.
My wife made Christmas cookies. Merry Christmas. And it was just like...
And I get to have some?
And you're leaving them? You're going to leave them here? Oh, my gosh.
Yay!
Dude, I had Christmas cookies.
Nice.
And they were so good.
Now, was this before Obadiah plays or after?
It was, actually. It was.
Because then you could enjoy them during it, or did you keep work?
No, you got to keep work, and pleasure. So
if you check out Radio U, our Facebook page, our Radio U Riot Show page, Obi did some Obadiah plays yesterday, so you can catch him playing some games.
It's also posted now at radiou.com. And it was great because if you'll watch the Obadiah plays, you'll notice that I'm drinking a cup of coffee while I play. That cup of coffee was brewed in response to the cookies that were brought to my door.
So you were getting ready.
So I had eaten the cookies. And then I'll tell you that when the stream was over, I went upstairs and had another cookie because cookies. Awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
Well, I'm glad your news was nice.
Yeah. And I just want to say that if any of you feel like you need to drop off a cookie, that's not a euphemism. I mean, literally,
actually
bring
dropping
cookies.
a cookie.
Yes. We would love to have a little cookie drop here at the Riot.
What's the term for when people exchange a cookie exchange?
Right, but we're not exchanging cookies.
Well, we don't want to do anything on our end.
No.
Well, I thought it might be nice.
Christmas is the season of giving.
And we shall take it.
Someone has to receive, so you guys give cookies.
Well, welcome to our modern cookie exchange then, where we have nothing to exchange.
Nikki, look, we're children. We're not capable of producing our own cookies. That's why we
can make cookies if there's one thing we could do.
We need grown-ups to make a cookie and bring it by. But don't stick around long enough not to tell us to eat too many.
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Chief, she's...
Coffee and contemplation.
And the Riot. Obviously. Radio U.
Back to the good news, bad news. Good news, you really are a special snowflake. You really are loved. You really are unique. You are. You're all of those things. The bad news, today, everyone you know, and a few you don't, are going to take steps deliberately and accidentally to completely drive home the fact that that's not true.
Aww.
Circumstances, some random guy at the store, the internet, Instagram. You look at Instagram and be like, look, they're the special ones. I'm nothing. I'm nothing.
Oh, you think your snowflake is nothing special.
That's exactly right. And here's what I got to tell you today. You're going to have to grab onto this because in reality, the Riot might be the only people that tell you today that you're loved and you're special. I'm just telling you, everybody else, even accidentally, will be communicating to you that none of that's true. So you're going to have to, with both hands, hold on to it. And you're going to have to fight to protect it all day because people are going to be trying to take it away from you.
I feel like we're trained to not allow ourselves to think that we're special and
that's
unique
exactly right.
and wonderful and like worth something. And so you don't want to say it or even think it for fear like someone then causes you to say, well, you're not being humble or, like that's not the right way to think.
You could say it out loud right now. You could just say, I am loved. Just say it. I am loved. Look in the mirror. You got a mirror around? Rear view mirror. Take a look. You are special. Say it. Own it. You're like, well, Obadiah. No, listen. I want you to know that God loves you so much. God is desperately in love with you. God died. Look at the story of Jesus. Find out. Christmas is about Jesus being born. Find out the life he led and what he did. You know what? He was desperate for us to get the message of just how special we are. God values you above anything else. He loves you so much. So look, every time you think that's not true, or people sometimes just come out and tell you that you're not special, they are liars. This morning, I'm telling you the truth. And as I said, people are going to try to rip it away from you today, but don't let them. And here's a great thing. When you start a relationship with God, when you accept his love, his Holy Spirit moves into the neighborhood of your heart. He becomes a part of your day-to-day. And here's what I found, is that if I get quiet and I listen, he will actually remind me that even though everybody else doesn't seem to care, that I am special and that I am loved. And he actually at times wants me to pass that on to other people, like, oh, I don't know you, and maybe you'll get a chance to pass it on to somebody else. So grab the truth. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus, do it now. Say, Jesus, I want that in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want you. I want to have a relationship with you. Show me a different way to live today. Teach me. And God wants to be a part of your life and he is. And you are special. I don't care what anybody else says.
You don't have to apologize unless you've done something wrong.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't even think straight right now.
This is the worst of the riot. We're very, very sorry.
This weekend drove me a little crazy. The internet did. It really did. And it shouldn't, but it did. A lot of it was discussions around Star Wars, but that's actually not what's important. Here's what's important. There is a prevailing idea that is this, that it's not okay to not like something.
Oh,
and that
sure.
That is driving me insane.
Because of if someone posts that they don't like something, everybody just hops on them.
It's like, I don't like this. Now, keep in mind that liking something is completely arbitrary. You got to get a hold of that, because this is another place the argument starts up, is that if you don't like it, then you don't understand it. Then you can't appreciate it. It's so good, but you, the lowly little person, can't comprehend the greatness that I can comprehend, and thus begins a new vicious cycle on the internet. So here's the thing. Something can be excellent. Let's talk about the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa is a wonderfully crafted piece of art. I know, because they told me, but it is what it is. And yet, if you come into my house, I don't have it anywhere. No Mona Lisa reproductions. Do you know why? I don't like it.
It's just not his thing.
I don't hate it. I'm not angry at Mona or Lisa or Da Vinci, for that matter. If I was going to hang something, it would be Rembrandt, quite frankly. Though in reality, I just have a lot of movie posters. But if we were going with, real art,
sure,
that's the kind of stuff I'd be doing. But that's not really my thing. But the idea that it's not okay to not like something, we need to let go of it. And we have to also let people not like something and not think less of them. Like, oh, you don't get it. Stop it.
Well, people take it personally.
And okay, I've been trying to figure that part out. Like, why is it that if I don't like something, then we have to insult me about not liking it? You don't like it because you're not smart enough, you're not special enough, you're not happy, you don't get it.
If it's something that you like enough, then you just feel connected and tied to it. Right. So if someone does not like it by way of just our emotional well-being or just our emotional being, then we tend to feel like then you've said you don't like us.
Exactly.
Because you've personalized it.
And Nikki got to the heart of it, and this is what I'm trying to say this morning. We have got to stop identifying ourselves with the things that we like.
I don't know if that's possible.
Our personhood it has to stop being wrapped up in that. We have to be okay with people not liking the things that we like.
But that's not how all those things that we like are packaged to people nowadays. So I could see it only getting worse because, pick Apple or pick Star Wars or pick anything that is so big that comes out. You're just it's hard to not be emotionally involved.
I think, okay, I realize that it's hard.
They marketed it to you in such a way.
You're right. But here's what I think we need to do. I think I don't care if it's just me and you, all right? We have got to break the chain. We need to be the ones that are out there like, you know what? It's okay. I love this thing. You don't like it?
That's okay.
It's okay. That's fine. I know that kills a lot of discussion, but I'm game for hearing why you didn't like it, why you did like it, all those kinds of things. But it's when we drop down into that ad hominem, like, I'm going to attack you because you don't like it. And it's like, you don't like it because you're not smart enough. Well, it makes me feel smart when I say that. And it reinforces the fact that I'm special because I like a movie and you're not special because you don't like a movie.
I could see that being a problem this past weekend.
It drove me insane. It drove me insane. It was just one of those things where it was a meta moment of like, this is the majority of the internet and we should just stop. We should be okay. Do you want to carry a Samsung phone? That's okay. Do you want to carry an iPhone? That's okay. Do you want to carry a flip phone? That's okay.
Whatever works for you.
Do you have a Cricket? That's okay.
Now we're going to just...
Nope. No. I'm saying it's okay.
What's the older person phone?
Isn't that a Cricket?
No, I think that's a jitterbug.
Man,
See, thanks to marketing, I know that.
High five to Nikki for knowing what it is.
I think that might be what it is.
I know there's an old person phone out there. I thought it was a cricket. It's a jitterbug.
No, I think they're just a normal company.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Nikki, are you done Christmas shopping?
I am done shopping, but I now have like the last stragglers of Christmas presents to wrap.
Yeah.
So I really need to do that today.
Okay, I have to do buying and wrapping. I've done no wrapping.
Well, you're not done buying yet?
No.
You're getting close to the end.
I'm actually going, this is a nightmare that I can't believe I'm doing, but I'm going to brick and mortar today.
You're going to stores?
I'm going to the store.
I know you're getting close where, speaking of Nick with news and the Amazon class action or the lawsuit about shipping items not getting there as fast as you would like them to be, you're at that point where you're really rolling the dice to see if something would be in time.
Yeah.
Even if you think it's like super fast shipping.
I can already tell you, Nikki, that I have half of your Christmas present. The other half is not here.
It might not make it in time.
I don't think it will. I got a thing that it told me originally it was supposed to be.
You had to get me an item, didn't you?
It said it would be here December 19th, and I was like, sweet, because I'm going to give it to Nikki on December 20th.
We're doing our gift exchange during our ugly Christmas sweater party on Facebook this Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? Now I got this thing where like December 19th through December 31st.
Oh, not even then?
Wow.
I'll probably get it when we come back after our Christmas break.
Well, you know what? Here's where it gets beautiful is I had a little feeling when I ordered it. It's shipping to your house.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So my hope is that when you get it, it will be over Christmas break.
I'll just be surprised.
You'll just be like, what is this package? It has my name on it. Oh, my goodness. It's cough medicine.
When I open it up, it
starts coughing at you.
Like, oh, this is from Obi. Will it be gift wrapped? Will I expect that? Or is it just going to be opening up the present and there's my gift?
I'm not sure. Instructions may have been given, but who knows if they're followed.
I'm not even sure.
Hey, man, it's just like that time. I had a friend of mine that got me something from Amazon. Amazon said it would be there on December 20th, and I'm not making this up. I got it in the middle of February.
Sometimes that happens.
I just went home one day, and I was like, I didn't order anything. Open it up. Oh, right. I just thought they were lying when they said they got me something for Christmas.
I guess it's nice because you're not expecting, by that point when I'm sure I see your gift, I'll be done with most of the gift-giving parties.
Yep.
So it'd be nice to get something still.
There'd be a little something extra to throw in your stocking that you already took down.
It's like when you cookies cold turkey and you're like just really needing something.
Just one gift.
And, one gift later, a few days, helps with it's like a gift gum patch.
Something like that. I will tell you, though, it's a 2-part gift, so I definitely have one part to give you, and there are no gift cards.
Okay.
So,
all right.
You're going to have to live without a gift card this year.
We'll see what happens on Wednesday.
No, there are no gift cards, but there are gift receipts.
You're not very confident?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I feel like... I like what I got you, and I think you're going to like it, but I can absolutely see you being like, this is great.
And you never see it again.
Like, Eric, can you take this back for me? Here, just take it back.
I don't even want to be the one to take it back.
Just take it back for me.
Well, I'm sure you do a great job with gifts, so...
Do I?
Normally, when it's a gift card, you do.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Well, I just print it out on the printer behind us. And
one time you got me that scarf. I think that was the last time you've given me a gift.
Yeah, because I don't think you ever wore it.
I did. I still have it.
Well, I'm sure you still have it somewhere.
As a courtesy. Mm-hmm, no, that was a big surprise.
So...
We'll be surprised on Wednesday, won't we?
No, probably not. You'll be like, this is trash. Do you have
I have to use your phrase, hot garbage.
This is hot garbage. Do you have the receipt? Well, look, they're right here on the seat.
Because we're going now to
hot garbage. Hot garbage has a 14-day return window.
We're leaving our Facebook show and going right then and there.
My favorite part of the worst of the riot, when they shut up and the music starts. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Facebook has a good idea. got a great idea, actually. Do you ever get tired of someone, but it's only for a certain season of the year? So let's say, for example, during the election, which, just to let you know, the upcoming presidential election, you're like, but that's 3 years away.
It'll start sooner than that.
They're going to be campaigning about a month from now. At least that seems to be what's going to happen. I might need a year on this. But Facebook is adding a snooze button so that you, instead of unfriending or muting someone or like unfollowing them, you can mute them. And the mute function works for 30 days.
That's pretty good.
So, for example, let's say, Nikki loves Christmas and you hate Christmas.
So you don't want to hear from me through this entire month. So
all you got to do is snooze Nikki for 30 days and then ta-da!
I just kind of feel at that point you might as well unfollow.
You know what?
But it depends on how many friends you have like in your friend list.
I feel like this is a good family member option. So it's like you just got somebody where you're like,
Speaking of unfollow, no.
I can't take any more of this, but I still want to keep up with them. I'll mute them. They'll show back up, and then I'll mute them again. Or snooze them.
Snooze them again. Seems like more work, unless it notifies you. That would be nice if it reminds you, like, hey, 30 days has passed, and you've snoozed your grandmother, and now if you want to continue, let us know.
How about this? This is actually a really good one. They say the mute button is perfect for friends who are on vacation.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to see anymore.
So, like, you're tired of hearing about their vacation, but you don't want to unfriend them. You don't want to whatever. You just want a break from their vacation. So you can go ahead and snooze them, and then their vacation's over. They're done.
I think the problem with us is we have a pretty good amount of number of friends.
Sure.
I mean, a lot of you guys. And we might not know you personally, but it seems like Facebook never wants to show me the people that I'm more closer to.
You actually know.
That I actually know that I might be as interested. But I have too many friends to just start unfollowing everybody. It would just take too long.
You just do a couple a day.
And that'll slowly do it?
That's how I've done it, is every time I get somebody in my Facebook feed that it shows up and I'm just like, what?
Now, we might know you and love you, but just not as interested, so we don't know you personally.
Well, it's pushing for, it's just one of those things where it's like, hey, and when they start doing things where like friends of a friend got married, and you're like, I don't care.
So
I'm glad for them, but
a little bit every day.
Yeah, just a little every day, Nikki. You got small chunks, because if you did it all at once, I'd
be overwhelmed,
losing your mind. Yeah. So the other thing I will say is that I've noticed there are status updates from people that I have started to just follow them. Like, oh yeah, how are they doing? I don't know them. They're just my digital stalk. No big deal.
Oh, you're curious.
How are they really?
We searched for something positive to say about the riot and finally came up with one word: consistent. Consistently terrible, but still consistent. Radio U.
I like to see people out there being a part of the solution, Nikki. A lot of us are part of the problem. Yeah, a lot of us are part of the problem. Like, Nikki, you are frequently part of the problem. People like you out there causing issues. Here's what we got. Some guys on Kickstarter have come up with, and this is great, the in-car ketchup holder. And what it is, it's just a little hook. It fits inside your
cup holder?
The vent. It clips onto the vent.
Like if you have a cell phone holder that you clips in there.
Yes, exactly.
I liked until it got colder out, and then I wanted
all the heat to be coming at you.
When it was really hot too, like in the dead of summer, I was like, no, I actually don't want anything blocking the air from me.
So you put the clip in the vent, and then you're able to put your ketchup it's not a packet, but it would hold like a sauce packet. So if you get a ketchup that's like that,
nugget
and then
sauce or
sits
something
down in there, and that way you can be on your phone texting and also dipping while you're driving.
Does anybody see anything wrong with that whole big list while we're driving?
I don't see what the big problem is.
Because I've seen people hold the wheel with their knees and watch something on their phone, holding it in the middle of the wheel while eating. Mm-hmm. So you can't add any more.
They say that this will fit sauces from McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, KFC, Dairy Queen, Jack in the Box, Arby's, Popeye, Sonic, Carl's Jr., and Hardee's.
Even if you're not driving, but sometimes you just eat in your car for lunch.
Yeah.
Then you could just clip that in there.
One's not the loneliest number if it's one off by itself under a shady tree in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's nice.
No big deal. You got your little home away from home there.
It'd be cute if someone really likes condiments.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, again, the idea of having this in your car, I I love it because as someone that has tried to text and drive while dipping a chicken McNugget, it's hard.
No, he doesn't do that.
So I need it's the right kind of attachments to help me. I can go hands-free on my phone and then hands-free on the dipping sauce.
Hands-free and sauce-free.
I mean, how many times have I been eating chicken McNuggets in my car and I've just decided to go without the sauce because I felt like, you know what? I just don't have enough hands for this.
If I was a part of a marketing team for one of the big fast food places, I would totally be on this thing.
You absolutely buy it.
Get that in like a grown-up Happy Meal.
I was just thinking that. Okay, you're McDonald's, you buy this up, and then you're going to have to come up with a phrase other than adult Happy Meal, but like with every 20-piece chicken McNugget purchase?
You get one. Remember the Big Mac spicy sriracha sauce that they came out with, like in conjunction with a sauce packet thing? That is gold.
Jerry,
come on.
Gold.
Where are you people on this?
You know what? Well, it's a Kickstarter right now, so nobody has it.
They should totally steal the idea and then make their own version.
That's what Kickstarter's good for.
That's the whole point of it.
By the time you get yours to market, the big guys have stolen your idea and manufactured it and put it in stores.
That's America for you.
What was that thing you didn't get, Nikki?
Oh, my, was it a Locatron?
Locatron, sure.
Locatron.
Something like that. Tron was in there.
So for the dip clips, like you said, $15 donation will get you 2 of them. And if you want more,
that's
give more.
Dipping for you and a friend.
Give more. Did it say, though, or did you mention when it's supposed to be in production? Or
the details we don't need.
Fuzzy.
Oh, Nikki, look here. The Dirk just texted and he said you could call it a Pappy Meal.
A Pappy Meal?
Like like Pappy?
Yeah.
Your dad?
It's
Pappy, Grandpa, Pappy?
Sure.
You're not feeling it?
It's close. It's not.
You feel like we're almost
there.
It's the one beyond Pappy
this.
Meal.
You're starting us off, and that gets that creative stuff flowing.
All right, like let's just start the brainstorm. Crappy Meal?
Crappy Meal?
Sappy Meal?
No.
Because like syrup's like sap, it's dippy.
Let's think adult. Let's think adulting. Let's think sad. Commitments.
Just call it a sad meal. It is the opposite of happy.
Okay, now let's walk around that because I think that's closer to what we're looking for.
I agree because
like depressed. You can't.
I don't like using depressed. That's a technical term.
You don't want that because then that's a negative.
Right. That's a negative. Putting it in negative terms.
Yeah, like let's think fast. Like we're in and out because we don't have any time. You're on the go.
What if it's a Home Alone Happy Meal? Like I know it's like 30 years old, but think about your Target demo on this one. Maybe you do a Home Alone when you bring it out around Christmas. Like, are you home alone? Are you eating alone? Eat in your car so you're not as embarrassed.
Something like that.
A guy sitting alone,
keep
dipping
working
nuggets.
On it. Keep working on it.
Okay.
The dipper, the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper.
Okay.
Something?
McDonald's Big Dipper meal. I like that.
Are you a dipper?
You're not a dipper. You're a Big Dipper.
The only time being big is you want to be a Big Dipper, don't you?
I do like Shrew's idea, the existential crisis meal.
See, that's too truthful.
Yeah,
it still has to have some shine to it.
You got to back down from that, like just a little bit.
Not like the Big Dipper.
I like that.
I'd buy one.
You show a portly man in a car dipping a nugget. Maybe that's a little too on the nose.
You hate when you drop the sauce packet and it falls down in between the seats and it's gone for good until you sell your car. That is their problem.
I don't know anything about that. No.
Let's take all of the most mind-numbing things the Riot has ever said and play them again.
It's a stupid idea, but I love it.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
So last night, or I guess it was yesterday afternoon, if you weren't paying attention to the Radio U page on Facebook, I definitely spent about 2 hours. I cannot believe I spent 2 hours streaming in Obadiah Plays. And if you want to catch up on that, go to Radio U on Facebook and you'll find it. I also posted it at riot.radiou.com.
What did you call it? Your
My
shame?
Steam Pile of Shame, so, 2017.
What you might not know is that usually there's a summer one and a Christmas one. Yes. But every time Steam, which is an online service like iTunes for video games, Obi goes through and they'll do a big sale. And so he'll buy anything and everything.
It's a crazy sale.
It's like a free-for-all.
It is, because things that are normally, let's say something that's $30, it'll be $5.
Yeah.
Things are just crazy cheap during the Steam sale.
But it does not mean that you play them.
No, but that's a part of Steam culture, Nikki. Buying a bunch of games on the sale, not necessarily playing all of them.
So yesterday, though, you went through some of your Steam purchases that you've not yet played, and that was your Obadiah Plays.
Yes, and so here's the idea, is that I'm getting ready to buy some more games in the Steam sale. And I want to make sure that I don't have any resident guilt left over for not playing enough of the games I bought last year.
So you had to go through some of them.
And so I thought, if I'm going to go through and take a look at these, I might as well stream it. So inside that stream, we took a look at a game called Submerged, which didn't show well in the stream, but I'm telling you, it's pretty good. What were the games there were like 2 or 3 other... House of the Dying Sun, which is again, I don't feel like it showed very well, but that is an absolutely spectacular game. And then there were a couple of other ones at the beginning that I kind of lost interest in. The Tower of Deadly Monsters, I think. But the 2 that I played way longer than I thought I would, we played Tron Runner, which it's like that movie Tron. It's a video game based on that. I had played it before. I didn't think I would play very much. I played that.
You liked it?
Forever yesterday. Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand what made me play it for 5 minutes when I bought it. And then yesterday I was like, this is great.
I love this game.
This is a great game. How come I haven't played more of this? Really stupid. But I had a lot of fun with that. And we played a game called Abzu. ABZU. And it's a game where it literally just opens on the ocean and you're floating face down in the ocean and you've got scuba gear on and you start swimming and you're swimming through the ocean.
I played that one.
Abzu?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't it the one you just swim around?
Well, you swim around and eventually tell me what happens.
You just swim. That's all I played.
Okay.
You can dive down and see different things.
Yeah, and you go down and you start to unlock things that you find a little robot and you turn him on. Okay. And the robot saves you from a shark and all these different things. It's really cool.
That was the
super
one that was
laid back.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. Well, here's what you can do. If you want to know what exactly I'm talking about, you can stop by our Facebook pages, watch yesterday's stream. The other thing I would absolutely love to hear from people, and you can text us, 877-2-RADIO-U. You can tweet at me, at Obadiah Radio U, whatever you want to do. But I'd love to hear if there's anything that you're looking forward to playing this Christmas. Especially, I'm looking for some smaller indie-type games, because those are the games I usually end up picking up in the Steam sale.
And then not playing until next year.
Oh, and I also want to get American Truck Simulator. I'm going to drive a truck, Nikki!
The Riot.
All right, pace yourself, because you're going to have to do this all day for very little money.
Radio U.
Did you just put your cell phone in your pocket? It's killing you. Get it out. Did you see this? I think I might have heard Hudson talking about this over the weekend. The California Department of Public Health is basically saying that cell phones are bad for you.
Well, I mean, people go, on which way? People say that a lot, and I feel like they kind of go back and forth in different places, or well, this is bad, and they're like, well, not really, or you never know what to believe.
Now, there's a lot of people that have varying opinions. The CDPH, that's the California Department of Public Health, issued an advisory that suggested residents should take steps to limit their exposure to cell phones. So here's what they're saying. Don't hold it, because the radiation from your phone is not good for you.
What am I supposed to do?
Especially when you're using it with a lot of data. So, for example, they say don't hold it and stream video.
Well, what are you supposed to do?
Set it down.
Okay, you want to know something
Nikki, I'd like to introduce you to the Radio U pop socket.
Oh, well, true, and that could save you, allegedly.
You select the video you want to watch, you pop it, you set it out on the table, and ta-da!
You want to know what I started doing with YouTube, since I watch a lot there? When you're holding it to, you can go 10 seconds forward or 10 seconds back if you just tap on it.
Yeah.
So what I do is lately I just use my nose, and you just tap it if you're watching it in front of your face.
Please.
I do. It works great.
Please tell me that's not true. Please tell me it's not true.
When you do it, you're like, what am I doing? You're like, oh, but it actually works wonderful. So I should not do that to keep that away from my face.
Do you know what amazes me? Nikki is one of the hardest working people that I know.
I'm tired.
But she also comes up with the laziest stuff that I've ever heard.
Try it. Hold your phone up like you're watching something, and say you're in bed.
No.
And you're like, okay, you just double tap.
Nope.
Your noses work.
On principle. I refuse to do it.
Someone else try it. It's not bad. It's actually wonderful.
Use your nose to fast forward YouTube.
Just for the 10-second thing.
I'm
not saying use it during Netflix.
That is the laziest thing I've ever heard in my whole life. I mean, short of having another human being whose job it is to hold the phone in front of your face and fast forward when you blink.
Next time you're in bed watching something, you're going to think about it. You're like, I'm just curious. And it'll just, you don't have to say if you do it or not.
Again, I'm amazed. You work so hard, and yet this is what you tell people.
This is how I have the energy to work so hard.
This is how you're selling it to people. You're like, I am a hard worker. If you use your nose, you can totally fast forward YouTube.
While you're holding it, while you're laying down.
It's funny. I feel like phones do pose a risk, but I feel like the risk they pose to you is completely different than the risk that it's posing to other people.
Sure.
Well, no, it's not just that, Nikki. It's a behavior problem. And
it's deeper.
I think I want to talk to you about it after the show because I'm afraid that bringing it out now, it might feel like I'm attacking you, but you know what? It's really concern.
Now, Dave
That's the voice of concern.
That also works great to focus your picture when your hands are full, Nikki. So I think Dave understands. This is a hidden part of our body that we don't realize could help us more.
Yeah, you're right.
Your nose.
We really should use our noses more when it comes to technology. It's a great idea.
It works.
Sometimes I use my nose for breathing. That's ridiculous, right? What is that? Oh, okay. Well, you know what?
They're saying you should not hold your phone.
I don't even know if I can get back to it, honestly. Like, I don't even know.
I thought this was supposed to be a zone where we came up with ideas, troubleshot some things, and made sure that we're always here for each other. And I feel like you really turned on me real quick there.
No, I didn't turn on you, Nikki.
You were never there. You were never there to begin
You saw the sudden emergence of concern.
No.
You saw a friend that was like, yeah, I self-medicate, so what?
I could do way worse. I think for this, it's just convenient.
I think maybe you have. That's why I think that you're okay with bringing this to the front because you're like, he doesn't even know.
Just want to share some of these tips and tricks to utilizing the time you do have.
Well, I will tell you.
But I'm not going to do that again.
The Department of Public Health says that cell phone radiation is something you should be aware of and should be actively trying to minimize.
And not using your nose.
Well, you know what, Nikki?
Even your hands.
They might be concerned about the damage this could do to your nose. And, you have to ask yourself, it's cartilage. Are you going to start flattening out your nose?
No, I don't mind if I do that. It's a little. I don't think my nose is big, but,
What's wrong with your nose?
I felt like when I got my nose pierced, it felt bigger for some reason. I'm not sure. Just always change. I'm done sharing. I don't want to share anymore.
You know what, Nikki? I appreciate your sharing, and I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with your nose.
It could be smaller.
No, your nose is fine just the way it is.
You're just saying that now to be nice, but it could, so.
No, I'm telling you that in all the years I've sat across from you,
you never thought my nose was big?
I've never thought, boy, Nikki could really get that nose a little smaller, right?
Okay, well, that's good to hear.
Look at me. Never.
Even from this way? Because that's the worst side.
Never.
Okay.
It has never occurred to me.
We are critics.
Never occurred to me.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So look, on the Radio U's Facebook page right now, there's my latest Obadiah plays where you will see me going through my Steam pile of shame. That's all the games I bought last year that I barely played, and you can watch me barely playing them again.
Well, at least you get something.
Lots of fun to be had there, right? So here's my question. I also just posted there on our Facebook page. I would love to hear back from you, and you could text it in as well. But I have a book that I read this year that I love. Mm-hmm. It's called The Life of the Beloved. Was it this year or was it late last year? I don't know, sometime in the last 12 months, whether it was wherever it fell on the calendar year, got this book. It's amazing. When I read it, I was like, I want to give a copy of this to everybody. Can't afford that. So I'm staring down Christmas where I need some smaller gifts to give to people because I've bought them a thing and I need another thing to give them. And I started thinking dude, I should go ahead and, like, this would be a great time to give out this book because it was so impactful to my year. Like, it would be a great chance, for other people. But then I started thinking that I think two things when people give a book. One, sometimes I feel like giving a book is kind of pretentious. And because it's like, here, you need to read.
If they take it that way. If they take it that way.
This is something you need.
Well, you have to, if it's like a self-help book sort of style, which it seems like this probably will fall under that category, then yes, sometimes people can take it that way.
Okay, so there's that.
Like you think it might help them.
Well,
not in a bad or a good way, but just help them.
The funny thing about it is it's one of those books where it's just like, look, this helped me. If you could get something out of it the same way I have, this is really great. There's really something here. Like, this is fantastic. And so I can't decide, like, whether, would I want to get a book or not? And so here's the question I put on the Radio U Facebook page. Are you okay with getting a book for Christmas? Is it pretentious to give a book for Christmas?
Depends on the person in the book.
Yeah, so Mark says, love books, already received one this year. A book is a good present. Cherie says, books to me are a big time investment, so I like to choose what I'm reading myself. I love it. If they read and are into that sort of thing, it's a lovely gift. It's the other thing I don't know. I got a couple people like, I don't know if they'd read it or not.
That's because we're more in a gift card society now. It's just we don't do books too often. But if you gave that book, which someone texted, they want to know what the name is again.
The book I'm talking about is The Life of the Beloved. I actually have two books that I'm giving to two different groups of people. One is called Rooted, and the other one is called Life of the Beloved. And they are two books that have had, honestly, they've had a huge impact on me this year.
But if you gave to a person, it'd be nice if you packaged a book with like a journal. A nice journal, or a pen set.
Okay.
A nice little gift bag.
What if I just threw in a Radio U pen?
We could do that. A bunch of them. I like what you're thinking on that.
One.
Yeah, I'm sure we have a notepad here somewhere.
Well, I was thinking maybe I would write in the cover of the book, like, hey, this is, I gave you this.
Don't do that. Put it on a piece of paper, because then what if they don't want it anymore?
So I write in the cover, and what you're saying is that
if they don't want
instead of writing on the inside the book, you should just tuck a gift receipt in there?
No, I'm saying never write in books.
You faltered. You kind of
never write in books. Then that way, if you want to turn it in and get some money for it once you're done, or pass it to someone else, it might be too personal.
For me, books that I purchase, I always write in them. If it's something that I'm trying to learn, you would hate to see my books. I write all over them. Yep. Well,
What is that?
Sometimes I use my nose to turn the pages, though.
Oh, now we're just hurting because earlier. Okay. All right. Well, it's lovely. Maybe perhaps we should look back at the books we were talking about and being kind.
Well, there wasn't anything in those books.
I assume there would be. There's always something about being kind.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's in every book.
Are you positive?
Every book.
Are you sure?
I don't want to anymore.
I can't breathe anymore.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no, I missed it. Do it again.
You can hear us live every day on the Radio U network through the Radio U app or at riot.radiou.com.
I'm like standing in line at a store correcting the two women gossiping in front of me about, something Nicki Minaj, and I'm like, no, that's not right.